The car dealership sparkled under bright lights, fancy cars gleaming like candy. Sarah, a quiet woman in a plain dress, stood by a shiny red sports car, her eyes wide with excitement. She ran her fingers over its smooth hood, dreaming of driving it. "Can I test drive this one?" she asked softly. The salesman Tom smirked, looking her up and down. "Sorry, lady, this car's for serious buyers only," he said, his voice sharp like a knife. Sarah's face turned red, her heart sinking. People in the showroom whispered, staring at her. She felt small, like she didn't belong. "But I just want to try it," she pleaded. Tom laughed, loud and mean. "No way, not you," he snapped. Just then, the dealership door swung open with a bang. A man in a sharp suit stepped in, his face stormy. Who was he? And why did Tom's smirk vanish? Build Up Sarah woke up that morning feeling bubbly. She wasn't rich or fancy, just a kind woman who loved cars. Her husband Mike was always busy, but she didn't mind. Today, she wanted to surprise him. Mike owned a big car dealership, but Sarah never acted like a boss's wife. She wore simple clothes and tied her hair in a messy bun. "I'll visit Mike's dealership and try a car," she thought, giggling. She imagined zooming down the road, wind in her hair. At the dealership, though, things felt off. Tom, the salesman, ignored her at first. When she asked about the red sports car, he rolled his eyes. Sarah's smile faded, but she stayed polite. She didn't want trouble. Still, Tom's mean words stung, and the other customer stares made her feel tiny. Why was Tom so rude? And who was the man at the door? Something big was about to happen. Sarah stood frozen, her cheeks burning as Tom's cruel laugh echoed in the shiny dealership. The man in the sharp suit stormed closer, his shoes clicking loudly on the polished floor. The crowd hushed, eyes darting between Sarah, Tom, and the mysterious man. Sarah's heart raced. She knew that face. But why was he here now? She clutched her purse, trying to stay calm. Earlier that day, Sarah had told Mike she'd visit the dealership, but he'd been too busy to listen. "Just a quick stop," she'd said, hoping to make him smile. Now, Tom crossed his arms, glaring at her. "You're wasting my time," he hissed, unaware of the man approaching. Sarah wanted to speak, but her voice felt stuck. Then a woman in the crowd whispered, "Isn't that the owner?" Tom's face paled. The man stopped, staring right at him. "What did you just say to her?" he roared. Would Tom's mistake cost him everything? Build up rewind to that morning. Sarah hummed a tune, sipping coffee in her cozy kitchen. She loved simple things, flowers, books, and cars. Mike, her husband, was always at the dealership, working late. Sarah never bragged about his success. She liked being ordinary. Today, though, she felt adventurous. "I'll surprise Mike and test drive his favorite car," she decided, picturing his proud grin. At the dealership, tension grew slowly. Tom had been rude from the start, acting like Sarah didn't belong. She noticed other customers getting friendly smiles, but not her. It hurt, but she stayed kind, asking about the red sports car. Tom's mean words shocked her, like a slap. She wondered if she should tell Mike, but she hated causing a fuss. Now, with the man Mike storming in, everything was changing. Was he really the owner, or was this a mix-up? The air felt thick with secrets, ready to explode. The dealership fell silent, like the air before a storm. The man in the suit was Mike, Sarah's husband, his eyes blazing with anger. "Tom, what did you say to my wife?" he thundered, pointing at Sarah. Tom's jaw dropped, his smirk gone like smoke. "Wife?" he stammered, his face white as paper. Sarah's heart pounded. She hated being the center of attention, but Mike's voice was fierce, protecting her. Customers gasped, whispering wildly. "She's the owner's wife?" one said. Tom tried to laugh it off. I didn't know, sir. She looked ordinary. Mike stepped closer, towering over him. Ordinary? She's the reason this dealership exists. Sarah's eyes widened. She never knew Mike felt that way. She wanted to hug him, but stayed quiet. Then Tom's voice shook. Please, I didn't mean it. Mike's next words would change everything. What would he do to Tom? Build up earlier. Sarah had arrived at the dealership, her heart light with excitement. She'd always loved cars, ever since she was a kid fixing bikes with her dad. Mike's dealership was her dream too, though she stayed in the background, helping with ideas but never taking credit. Today, she wanted to feel the thrill of driving, to share a moment with Mike's world. But Tom's rudeness crushed her spirit. He judged her plain dress and soft voice, not knowing she was more than she seemed. Sarah almost left, tears in her eyes, but something kept her there may be hope. Now, Mike's arrival turned everything upside down. Sarah saw pride in his eyes, not just anger. She remembered late nights when they planned the dealership together, laughing over pizza. Tom's mistake was huge, but what would Mike do? Fire him? Forgive him? Or was there a bigger twist coming? The crowd held its breath, waiting for the storm to break. You judged my wife without knowing her heart! Sarah's cheeks flushed. She tugged Mike's sleeve, whispering, It's okay. But Mike wasn't done. This dealership runs on respect and you broke that rule. Tom's eyes darted, searching for an escape, but the crowd stares pinned him down. Then a woman in a fancy hat stepped forward. Wait, she called. Everyone turned. I saw everything. Sarah was kind, but Tom was cruel to others too. Gasps rippled through the showroom. The woman wasn't just a customer, Shay, was a secret shopper hired to test the staff. Tom's face crumpled. He'd been caught. Mike's jaw tightened, but Sarah's soft voice cut through. Mike, let's give him a chance. Her words stunned everyone. Why would she help Tom after his cruelty? A new mystery hung in the air. What was Sarah planning? Build up. That morning, Sarah had left home with a skip in her step, dreaming of surprising Mike. She never told anyone she was his wife, liking the freedom of being just Sarah. At the dealership, Tom's cold attitude stung, but she noticed he snapped at others, too nervous teen, an elderly man. It wasn't just her. Sarah's heart ached. She believed in kindness, even when it wasn't returned. When Mike stormed in, she felt proud but nervous. She didn't want a scene, just to drive in that red car. Now, with the secret shopper's reveal, the truth hit hard. Tom's rudeness wasn't a one-time mistake. Sarah's mind raced. She remembered her dad saying, kindness can fix more than anger. Was she crazy to speak up for Tom? Or did she see something in him nobody else did? The crowd leaned closer, sensing a bigger twist. What would Sarah's mercy unleash? Sarah's kind words hung in the air, shocking the crowd. Give Tom a chance, she repeated, her voice steady. Mike frowned, but her gentle smile softened him. The secret shopper nodded, impressed by Sarah's mercy. Mike turned to Tom, who looked ready to cry. You keep your job, Mike said sternly, but you'll train under Sarah to learn respect. Tom's eyes widened, grateful but nervous. Sarah beamed she'd teach him kindness, not just rules. The crowd clapped, inspired by her heart. Mike pulled Sarah close, whispering, You're my hero. Later, Sarah finally test drove the red sports car, wind in her hair, laughing freely. The dealership buzzed with new energy, and Tom began to change, inspired by Sarah's example. Her simple act of forgiveness reshaped everyone, proving kindness was stronger than anger. But what new challenges would Sarah face as she stepped into her new role?